How you doing, YouTube family? Today is Wednesday, June the 4th, 2025. It's your man Big D, and I am back with another one. Want to thank all you good folk out there in YouTube land for continuing to rock out with my son and I. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Well, family, I'm back with another video. And in this video, we have a sister that came on these YouTube streets and she felt the need to run down her resume of things that she brings to the table. Yeah, family, she ran it all down from A to Z, what all she brings to the table, why she overly qualified for any man, while still rocking a lace front wig. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with rocking a lace front wig, as long as it's put together and it look decent. But when it look a little stale, a little crusty, eh, that's when most men have a problem with it. Well, there was also in this video, you're gonna see a white woman that is going to respond to what this sister had to say. So let's go on ahead and take a look at this, family, and see if we can perhaps take something away from this. Perhaps maybe even a learning lesson, a teachable moment.
Your standards are just too high. I'm a 30-year-old single black female prioritizing gut health and protein intake. I can squat 250. I've written 2 books and speak 3 different languages. In the last 6 months alone, I've created 4 different applications and 2 different programs across the iOS platform. Not to mention, I started diversifying my financial portfolio at 23.
Oh Lord. Okay, so in less than 60 seconds, this sister ran down what makes her a valuable woman. But what I didn't hear, ma'am, that laundry list of all the things that you think a man care about that you ran down, there are some things that's missing. Now, let me say this. First and foremost, my good lady, successful men don't care. They don't give a F. Care about you being able to squat 250 pounds and you prioritizing gut health and all that whatnot. Man, men don't care about that. All they want somebody who can get on a program. They want a woman, yes, I applaud you. You prioritizing your health and you work out in the gym. That's good. That's excellent. So that tell me that you should be fit. Cause, but now with this caveat, it's some wide bodies, some big bikes that work out. I see them every day. They try to work out, and they still big bodies. They still big bikes. So, ma'am, the fact that you can squat that much weight, that don't tell me anything. The next thing is what I didn't hear. Can you cook a meal, ma'am? Can you cook a meal? So didn't hear any of that. Didn't hear if you can make a home cooked meal. Do you keep a clean house? Is your house clean where you live at? Because like my mom always said, if your house ain't clean, there stands a good possibility that your poo nanny might not be clean either. That's right, I said it. You ain't keeping the four walls of your house clean. You ain't keeping them walls of that vagina clean. That's just what the old women back in the day used to believe. My mom always say, "Boy, you can tell a lot about a woman by how she keep her house." And what I didn't hear is, are you feminine and submissive? Can you be led, ma'am? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say there's nothing feminine about you. A man get with you, it's like he gonna be in competition with himself. It's okay to be in competition when you on them people job. You in competition for a promotion, you in competition for a raise, and you trying to advance. That's fine. But to come home and to feel like you in a competition with your lady, that right there is going to be energy draining and it is going to F with your peace. That's right, I said it. It is going to fuck with your peace. But let's hit with this. Let's hit with this Snow Bunny had to elaborate.
They don't care. They don't care. The only love language a man cares about is his love language and whether you are fluent in it or not. The only program he cares about is whatever program is making your ass tight, fit, and plump. Girl, the only time they care about you squatting is if you're squatting in the bedroom. Don't
Bingo. The only time men care about if you what you squatting, if you squatting in the bedroom, like this Snow Bunny said. You know what you know what she mean. You know what she talking about when you in the bedroom squatting down on that meat. She know. Y'all know. We all adults here. We all adults, and let's approach this thing like adults. Nobody gives a damn about how many languages you speak. And like this white lady said, all men care about can you speak their love language? Can you speak the language of peace and tranquility, harmony? Do you speak that language?
pretend like you don't know what I mean. The only books my man cares if I read are parenting books to make sure I'm not effing up his children. They don't care about your financial portfolio, honey. They care about your Instagram portfolio and how many pictures make you look like a. Listen, I think you're a boss, babe. For real, I want to be you. But as cool as that is to me and other females, that's not what's gonna find you, man. Not one.
So she absolutely right. Men don't give. Men care about yeah, they care about your Instagram portfolio. Are you on there flashing ass? Are you on there secretly recruiting for some side meat? Are you secretly recruiting for side meat? Because that's what it is. When you go on there, when you go on Instagram and all these different platforms, and you have naked, your ass cheeks hanging out. You can see the you can see the that little moose knuckle you got going on down there. Yeah, that's right. Dressing like a whore. That's what men care about. All that portfolio stuff, that's fine and dandy, ma'am. But at the end of the day, in divorce court, men are the one that's taking the L's, men are the one that's taking the losses. So all these things that you've done to make yourself this qualified woman, from your perspective, how is that going to benefit a man? Especially if he's qualified, especially if he's more qualified than you are. How is that going to benefit him in the long run? Women are the benefactors of a man's success. If you get with a successful man and you get with a decent man, ladies, you are going to benefit from that. I don't know how a man is going to benefit from the fact of you done wrote books, you done flipped your financial portfolio, you speak a couple of different languages, you can you can squat 200 and whatever many pounds, ma'am. That's great. That's great. And yeah, if you want to be a boss bitch, like this lady said, hey man, I admire you. I can appreciate what you're doing. But if you want to be married, if you are or not necessarily being married, if you want to fall up under the protection of a man, you're gonna fall up under his protection and you reap from his provisions. That's what we should be focused on here. But you know, let's continue.
One that's going to want to keep you at least, because unfortunately I know too many 40-year-old women that are childless, single, and also speak 3 languages and have written books who have no man. But you'd make a great escort. I'm thinking political events, I'm thinking the Capitol, or spy.
And that is a good idea.
So, you know what? Everything she said is spot dead on, this white lady. Everything everything you said makes you an ideal candidate for somebody to just clap your cheeks and send you on the way. Because I don't know if a man can build with this. You know what I'm saying? First of all, let's look at this thing. Relationships are like houses, right? In order to build a decent house, you have to first start off with decent materials. The wood got to be sufficient. Your cement got to be sufficient. Your plaster has to be sufficient. If you are working with subpar material, your wood is faulty, got termites in it. Your cement all jacked up and whatnot. If you starting out with faulty materials, you gonna build a faulty house. So women, It's amazing how if a man run down all his accolades and all the things that he's accomplished, or women tell you, or women tell that man, oh, you need to humble yourself. You ain't humble enough. You ain't humble enough. You need to be more humble. So, man, let me get this straight. I worked my ass off to get to this level in life, and now, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, just because you've made it, that you should be boastful. But I also don't believe that it's fair that when a man does the same thing that a woman does, she say, "Oh well, you need to be humble. You too full of yourself. You too cocky." But look at this cocky ass sister, right? Look at this cocky ass sister, fam. Other than all that bullshit that you spew, that you perceive yourself as being a qualified woman, are you married? Are you dating? And if you are married and if you are dating, what does that experience look like from your man's perspective? If you have a man, because we don't know that. We have no idea if you have a man. You might be some successful chick that ain't that don't have no intentions on wanting to be with no man, because in your mind you just gonna cycle through me. You don't want no kids because you don't need nobody holding you down. But what happens when you age out, your ass looking at 60, 70 years old, you ain't got no man because you pretty much didn't want to cooperate. You didn't want to be cooperative. Now your ass round here up in age, and now you got no kids to look after you. Because at the end of the day, there are a lot of elderly mothers out here who are not married, but their children still make sure that they have decent lives in their golden years. Just as I do for my mom. I make sure that my mom is taken care of. My sister, we both collectively make sure that our mother is taken care of in her golden years. Because there's no man there. So just my mom. So we have to make sure that she's squared away. So even at best, and I'm not saying that's a reason to go have and make no babies. I'm not saying that. So you can have a security blanket when you get older, because you ain't gonna be able to keep no man around because you got all that masculine energy. But what I am saying is, hey, children do have that is a a a benefit that you have to look at. A lot of these women say, "Nah, I ain't got no kids, don't want no kids," but what they don't account for is the fact that what happens when you 60, 70, 80, and you got no kids and you're not married. And the day that you ain't feeling good and you need a ride to the pick up your pharmacy because you're not well enough to get out of bed, not to mention now you're old. See, these are the things that we have to look at as a species. These are the things that we have to look at when dating. The things that should matter doesn't, and the things that don't matter does. And I'm not going to say that this applies to all women, but it does apply to a good portion of women in our society. But what you say, family? What y'all think? Y'all think it's okay for this to come online and talk about, all these accolades she got, all these 1,001 accomplishments and whatnot. But then as soon as a man do it, this same sister be like, "Oh, you need to humble yourself. You too cocky." Well, family, always remember, be more tomorrow than you were yesterday. Peace.